Name's Roger Boaty. Mr. George Roger Boaty.
Well, of course it is, George. Hello? Anybody here? Oh my goodness gracious me. There are some people here. How splendid. Good morning, stroke, afternoon, stroke, where are we? What time is it? God, it's 12:05. There you go. A very warm welcome to this Sunday lunchtime, pre-lunchtime. I don't know. I mean, I'm still half asleep. How are you doing, darlings? Jimmy Quinn, the lovely Jimmy Quinn, who very kindly sent me a couple of bobs via PayPal this morning so that I can buy myself a birthday drink, which is something I will very definitely do tonight. So thank you, Jimmy, much appreciated. Faygander1, happy birthday. That's very kind. Thank you very much indeed. Barry, that guy from SETI Alpha 5, happy birthday, Mr. Boaty. I was going to say happy birthday to you. It's not necessarily your birthday, is it? Oh, you just get into the habit, don't you? God, it feels weird doing it at this time. I'm also doing you bareback, darlings. No microphone. I'm doing you on the iPhone 13 today. Ah, yeah. Because it's like daytime and we don't have to worry about waking up the neighbours, do we? Oh, yes, that's right. Andrew, over Spotty Butty, here's the birthday boy. Happy birthday. Thank you very much indeed. Skick, hello to you. Josh C, hello. Thank you very much. Martin North, thank you. Name me -1. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. God, it's really weird doing it at this time. It's a completely different kind of dynamic, isn't it? So, Steve Cole, thank you very, very much indeed. Yeah, completely different kind of dynamic. So, well, we'll just see what happens, shall we? We'll just chill out for an hour or two and have a bit of a natter and a bit of fun together. So, I hope you slept well. Exactly, Andrew. Yes. If you can't go in without warning and without lube on your birthday, when can you? God above. Let's not talk about how old I am. No, let's talk about happier things. So, what's everybody up to? What's the weather doing? It's nice blue skies where I am, actually. It's a little bit chilly. Cars are frosted up. Tell you what, it's never too early, is it? The sun is over the yard arm. Let's have a little drop of something, shall us? I can work out how to get into this. Here we are. Good afternoon, Boaty, says Richard Howlett, and a happy birthday. Thank you very much. How the hell did you get that enormous table in there? I've told the story of this enormous table probably more than once. I bought it off eBay, and I was looking for a specific table, Shearsome rosewood table, and I specifically wanted the 4-seater. I knew what size it was, I'd measured it, and I knew it would fit perfectly. So I just waited for one to come up on eBay within striking distance and at a reasonable price. And one came up. Now, it didn't have the measurements in the eBay listing or anything like that, but there was a picture and it had 4 chairs, so you're entitled to think 4-seater, aren't you? So I bid on it. I won the auction. This is about 8 years ago now. And I went off to pick it up in my Ford Escort van that ran on vegetable oil. And when I got there, I realised that it wasn't the 4-seater at all. It was this big bugger. It just happened to only have 4 seats with it. So tried to ram it in the back of the Escort van and it wouldn't go in. So the arse was hanging out at the back. I had nothing to tie the doors of the van shut, so I had to take my trousers off and use my trousers to tie the doors shut, and then I had to drive home. I had to drive home with the table hanging out the back of the van, and with no trousers on. And I just knew, because this is the kind of thing that happens to me, I just knew that the table was going to fall out the back. I was going to cause an enormous traffic accident, and I was going to be caught with no trousers on. But I managed to get it here safely, but then couldn't get it into the cottage. And back then I had a different neighbour, and he was a very capable chap. And between us, we managed, because this table is very, very solidly built, and it's not designed to come to pieces. But we managed to get 2 of the legs off that oh God, if I could show you, they're hammered in with bloody great big iron rivets. We managed to get 2 legs off, got the table in, and then managed to get the legs back on. It took a day, quite literally. So the table is in here, but it's never going out. Well, not unless it's cut up into tiny pieces anyway. So there you go, that's the story of the table. No birthday podger, says Barry. Well, the day is young, Barry. You never know what's going to happen tonight, do you? Peter P, congrats, and oh my gosh, I can't. Well, I think somebody is saying happy birthday in Finnish or Finlandish or whatever it is. I can't pronounce that. Paljon Onia? Something like that. But thank you very much, Peter P. You're very kind. Let's have a little birthday drop or something, shall we? Excellent. Ugh. So, what's on the agenda for today? that is going to be lunch. And then after lunch, I shall have a shower and go to work. Isn't that an exciting way to spend your birthday? Do you never fancy going down the pub? Asked Skik. No, not really. I don't mind going to a country pub for lunch, but no, the idea of going down the pub, nah, not really me. Cheers, darlings. Good health. A Kimi Räikkönen birthday, says Barry. I miss Kimi. Anybody else excited about? Oh God. Well, there's some good. What are we looking forward to in terms of sport? Well, I can't wait for the F1 season to start again. But obviously, we're desperately hoping that this year is going to be a bit more competitive than last year. I mean, you've got to go back quite a while to find a year that was quite as much of a comprehensive just whitewash as last year, which, I mean, great for Max, great for Red Bull, but not so great for us watching. So hopefully this year it'll be a bit more competitive. What else have we got to look forward to? Well, we've got the big fight, haven't we? We've got Fury against Usyk for the for the doings. God Almighty! See, it's too early in the day. I can't think of words. Undisputed. That's the chap. Undisputed. Although it's a weird thing, isn't it? It's going to be the same situation as when Lennox Lewis became undisputed, and he was, of course, the last undisputed heavyweight champion. That the winner of the fight will become undisputed, and then will immediately lose one of their belts, which seems absolutely balmy. But there you go. That's the way it works. But I'm looking forward to that, and we've got AJ against Ngannou, haven't we? And then there'll be an Usyk Fury rematch, presumably. Are the work family going to help you celebrate tonight? Sorry, I'm just looking at a YouTube comment coming in. Well, that has been a bone of contention, Andrew, Mr. Spotty Botty. That has been a bone of contention. Now then, obviously, my work family, who I love very dearly, are Nepali, and work is a Nepali restaurant. So they say that my birthday celebration should be a Nepali celebration because I'm with them in a Nepali environment, so on and so on and so on. Now, in Nepali tradition, because it's my birthday, I have to treat everybody. So I should buy. They all love Jack Daniels. Sorry, I've got the fizz burps. So I should buy 2 or 3 bottles of Jack Daniels and some really, really lovely food tonight as a treat for everybody to enjoy. My argument is bollocks to that. I'm British, my birthday is British, and the restaurant is in Britain, so we should do it the traditional British way, which means that they should all treat me and, give me nice food, nice drink, and a nice gift. So we've got a bit of a Mexican standoff going on. And then, just to complicate things even further, last night turned out to be insanely busy. So I was genuinely going to go and buy a load of chicken drumsticks and chicken wings and whatnot. And we would have marinated them overnight and had a bit of a and had a bit of a party tonight after work, but it was just so busy. I didn't have a chance to go and buy them, and even if I had, nobody would have had a chance to marinate them. We were heaving last night, and I know I use this phrase a lot, but we were unexpectedly busy. We had 35 people booked, is all, and the restaurant was just heaving all night. So many walk-ins, so many takeaways, and then Saturday night is the big clean down night as well. So we didn't have a chance to do it. But they will do something tonight. They always do. And all joking aside, I love the fact that they do the full Nepali traditional thing. So one of the things, when it's your birthday, then everybody has to feed you. But I don't mean they have to buy you food or give you food. I mean they literally have to feed you. So you have to sit there. There's a video. There's a video on YouTube somewhere of this last year. So you sit there and everybody comes up in turn and literally puts food into your mouth. It's a bit of an insight into how life will be for me in 2 years' time when I'm in the care home. And matron comes around. Well, it won't be matron coming around to feed me, will it? Oh, that's mustard. But yeah, so something will happen tonight, Andrew. Car and livery reveals to look forward to early next month, says Josh. Absolutely. Talking about the F1. Oh, of course, Barry. Six Nations Rugby. Yeah, we're very excited about that. I think birthdays bring back memories of other times, says Skip. Yeah, well, I did have a look through the old Facebook memories this morning. But depending on how far back you go, then with the exception of the last couple of years, then like the 10 years before that, all of my birthday memories are in Gozo and Malta, because for my birthday religiously, I would make damn sure that I was in the Maltese Islands for my birthday. And then specifically on my actual birthday itself, I would spend the day in Gozo and I would have lunch at St. Patrick's Hotel in Shalendi Bay. Sometimes alone, other years, gosh, quite a few years I was there with Fran. Certainly one year I was there with Boo. A couple of years I was there with Maggie. So loads of pictures of beautiful blue seas and sunshine and wonderful Gozitan food popped up on my old memories. And then if you go a little bit further back than that, then today is also my wedding anniversary, because however long ago it was, 17 years I think, 17 or 18 years ago, I actually got married on my birthday. And the reason I did that was, you know, I don't remember anything unless it's particularly. So I figured it was a good idea to get married on my birthday because then I would never forget my wedding anniversary and get myself into trouble. So there's a few memories based around that as well. But you're quite right, Skick. Birthdays do tend to bring back memories. Or indeed memories, if you were lucky. I do remember one particularly enjoyable early evening on the balcony of the Dolmen Resort Hotel. Anyway, I can't talk about that, it's far too early. Christina Ramita, happy birthday. Thank you very much. You're very kind. It's interesting the differences in cultures in celebrating major milestones. Indeed. And you talking about Gozo is giving me good memories of my dad. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that, Ivor. Andrew, I love Gozo. I absolutely love Gozo. I was talking to a lady in my singles travel community the other day, and we were talking about Gozo. She is actually Maltese, but she loves Gozo every bit as much as I do, and she lived there for 12 or 13 years. And we were talking about the fact that the Gozo is equally entrancing to locals and overseas travellers alike. It's a fabulous place. Malta, to be honest, a lot of Malta has absolutely gone to bloody hell over the last decade or so, but Malta remains largely unspoiled. Thank you very much, Neil. That's a happy birthday doings coming up on the old WhatsApp. Oh God, I missed a right load of messages last night. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh God, I missed a lot of stuff on WhatsApp last night, including a very nice. Oh, it's from you, Andrew, Mr. Spotty Botty. Bless you, Alanis Morissette, and she's a peak Alanis there, isn't she? Look at that nose. She's got an absolutely beautiful retrouché nose, just like what's her name, Rita Tushingham. She's got a very Rita Tushingham nose. Oh, a Hillman imp. Jimmy Quinn. He might have that tart from Wales with him. God, you sound like the mother in bread, Jimmy. That tart. Anyway, strictly speaking, the tart was from Liverpool. She just happened to be in Wales. Happy birthday, says Ashley Stewart. Thank you very much indeed, Ashley. Steve Hogg says, I always drink Jack Daniels and Coke while watching your streams. Well, you need something to take the pain away, don't you? So I wouldn't blame you in the least. Good afternoon, says Barry Scrotter. Did you see the state of Callum Smith's face after the fight? That's from Skick. I didn't. I haven't seen that. Gozo is more relaxed, says Andrew. I agree. And it's your old imp, Barry Scrotter. I've got a soft spot for the Hillman imp. Or, to be more specific, I've got a soft spot for the other derivatives. Now, my father had one, and I can't remember if it was a Singer Chamois or a Sunbeam Stiletto. Oh, thank you very much, Steve Clayton. Thank you. Just pinging me on Messenger with some of the old birthday wishes. Whichever one it was, I think it was a Sunbeam Stiletto. And it's like a fastback version of the Hillman Imp. So kind of the same at the front, but then with a fastback rear, sloping rear. A lot more attractive. I remember that little car very well. I'd love one of those. The Sunbeam Imp Sport and love a stiletto, yeah. God, I haven't thought about that for ages. I remember being in a car chase with that. My father loved a car chase. I mean, the one thing about having a father with a very quick and violent temper is that you got to take part in real life in lots of car chases. It's bloody ridiculous when you think back. To think he had a child in the car with him and would indulge in the. I mean, for example. Somebody on a motorbike, and I can't remember why, but somebody on a motorbike gave him the finger. And that was it. We were off on a car chase. I was only a kid. I was like 9 or 10 or something. And we're having this insane car chase through Redditch Town Centre, trying to catch up with this bird-flipping motorcyclist. And I mean, going over curbs, through parks, whatever, the whole 9 yards. And it should have been really incredibly traumatizing. And I don't remember it as being that at all. I just remember it being really exciting. Ooh. I mean, in this day and age, something like that, social services would be called in quick smart, wouldn't they? But didn't seem like that at the time. So thank you, Neil. Thank you, Greg Guy Goddard. Thank you, Alanis. Lloyd Annoyed. Richard Mann, thank you. General Cheeseburger. Joe Cox. Captain Mustard. Oh, I'm sorry I missed you all on WhatsApp last night. I was a busy chap because I was uploading videos to free up time today and tomorrow because I'm so sorry. Fizz burps. Because tomorrow, obviously Monday, yard day, and we are doing a mustard and boaty do lunch with. So yeah, one of those tomorrow. That's all booked in. That's all going ahead. So yeah. So last night I was trying to catch up on 2 days worth of videos, getting them done in advance rather than just one day. Oh shit! And that reminds me, I'm gonna have to. I forgot about doing a daily diary today. I'll have to do it later on, won't I? Difficult to do one when you're trying to do a live stream at the same time. God, it's really, really different doing it at this time of day. I mean, I'm so used to doing it at like 11 o'clock, midnight, and it's really different doing it in daylight, sober. Never mind. We can do a live steak cook-along. Oh, what else is happening tomorrow? If Mustard remember to book it in, then I will be taking Sir Richard and Lady Morris, somewhat better known as Dicker Dum Dum, for MOT. So fingers crossed on that one, if you'd be so kind. Close that one up. Oh, let's just have a look on here. No, wrong colour. Ah, there we are. Oh, yeah, now, that reminds me. Darlings. Do make sure that you've got your accepting gifts thing switched on. Because, he said, reaching for the old MacBook, I'm going to... Oh, we can do some polls and whatnot, can't we? If I spark this up. Oh, dear. Look at that. Ah, the Beast, yeah. I've seen the... I'm quite familiar with the story on that 27 litre thing. Right. Make sure you've got your acceptee gifty thing switched on because I am going to give away 5 channel memberships. So I am. Hold on, let me try and remember my password. Oh yeah, I forgot to do this. I had to change my Apple ID thing because somebody was trying to hack me. So, pardon me while I just update this. It's that, and then that, and then that, I think. Is that working? Well, according to Apple, I'm in Bridlington. Yes, allow. Oh, code, okay. Okay, I think that's working. Yes. Yep, that's okay. Thank you for asking. Oh, I need to do it on you as well, don't I? You're frozen. Oh, it popped up on this as well, so you all froze. So apologies if you disappeared then. The little prompt thing, it pops up on every device that's plugged into the doing. So your picture will have frozen there, but do not adjust your sets. That was an issue on my side, and this doesn't a bit. This just seems to be hanging now, and I'm not talking about my little tinkle. Well, come on, you're brand new. You should be doing things really quickly. Hmm. Oh, God, everything's squeaking. Oh, I need to do it on this one as well. Yes, okay. Okay. Oh my God. Ah, brilliant. I love these. Important notification from guest 6758. And this is to Boaty's World. Your Facebook page will be permanently deleted due to a post that infringes our trademark rights. We've made this decision after careful consideration, blah, 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 blah. Right, there you go. I'm sure you've probably had one of these in your time. We will reply to this, my darlings. I'm logged in as Boaty's World. And we thank you, Lord Stiff Upper Lip. You're very kind. Why is this still hanging? You need to bugger off, you do. Right, something's gone on here. Anyway, let's reply to this. There we are. That's them replied to. Perhaps you can see that. A lovely birthday get fucked message. Can't beat it. I think it's important to reply to the people that are kind enough to reach out to you. Ideally, I would have liked to have taken the time to leave a longer reply, but there we are. Right, what's going on with this thing here? I've entered my doings, and it's just, I've got the swirling thing of doom. How do I force quit? Oh, there we are. Right, so am I plugged back in now? Ah, right, I think we're all sorted. Right, so if I go into, oh, here I am. Oh no, no I'm not, that's an old one. Monday night was live once more under the breach. God, that's from ages ago. Right, how do I get into the, oh God. Command Q. Okay. So if I, right. Ah, here I am. Here we go. Oh, hello, Neil's here. Hello all, happy birthday, you old sod. Thank you, Neil. Right, okay. Right. Oh, I need to swap to, you didn't tell me. Swap to all messages. There we are. That's good. Right, so now that I'm on the doings on my thing, I can do a poll, can't I? Let's do a poll. If I can remember how to do it. Press that. Press that. Right, here we go. Don't freeze your wine. I do like a poll. Yeah, good point, Andrew. Cheeseburger's been on fire lately, hasn't he? I mean, quite a few of you have. Since we decided to introduce Untival onto an unsuspecting world, some of you lot are showing hidden depths, especially you, Andrew. I showed some of the guys at work your artwork last night. Oh dear God. Hold on, I need to add a thing. And start poll. There we go. Oh, that's very kind of you, Neil. Got you a present, by the way. I'll give it to you next month when you come down to pick me up. Yeah, 5th of February. I haven't forgotten. And I've told Mustard not to book a do lunch with on that day because we are already booked. So you are absolutely in the you're absolutely in the non-existent diary that we haven't got. Right, so the poll is, what should I have my birthday steak with? And the options are English mustard, Dijon mustard, or sauce au poivre. Oh, 50% say English mustard, 33% Dijon mustard, and a mere 15% au poivre sauce. Well, there we are. Oh God, please don't show people the artwork. They'll be scarred for life. It's name me -1. This is getting as good as watching the empty chair live. That was one of my most successful lives ever. That tells you everything you need to know about me and my channel. Pretty much my most successful live stream was one that lasted 8 hours and I wasn't in at all. It was just 8 hours of looking at an empty chair, and it got better figures than when I'm actually here. Phone in sick and get pissed with us, says Steve. Ironically, 7 years I've been at the restaurant and I haven't missed one shift. In 7 years, every night that the restaurant has been open, I've been there. God, what a sad man I am. And that's even when I started there, we were open 7 days a week. And some people would have Monday off, some people would have Tuesday off. Not me, I was in every night. Glutton for punishment. Plenty of time to get pissed after work. Oh, sauce béarnaise is missing from that list, says Josh. I'm not a fan, personally. Speaking of Untival, says Andrew, have you seen the other mob's merchandise? It's shite. I haven't. What even is the sauce, says Barry Scrotter? Am I being thick? Never heard of it. Sauce au poivre, peppercorn sauce, basically. But slightly different. I mean, the peppercorn sauce that you'll be used to in the UK is a horrible kind of cream-based sauce. Not very well. I mean, you know, people seem to like it. It's not to my taste. But a proper sauce au poivre or sauce au trois poivres, certainly the type that I make, is a different kettle of halibut. Not made with cream. It's quite a fiery kind of a fiery sauce with ground black pepper, whole green peppercorns. Normally brandy, certainly a good kick of booze in there. Oh, right, peppercorn sauce gets your vote, Barry Scrotter. Gets my vote as well, actually. That was what if I could be asked to make it, that was my plan. And if not, if I couldn't be asked to make it, then backup plan, nice Dijon mustard. Oh, mustard update. Mustard update, my darlings. Now, some while ago, I introduced you guys who weren't already aware of it to the joys of Tewkesbury mustard, as it's known. And I let you know that Sainsbury's had done their own version, horseradish mustard. Tewkesbury mustard is basically it's a mix of mustard and horseradish, basically, and it's known as Tewkesbury mustard. Sainsbury's started doing it, very reasonably priced, a really excellent mustard. I suggested that you all went out and got some. A lot of you did and really love it. And the bad news is, Sainsbury's have now stopped doing it. And pretty much empty. You might get a spoonful out of there if you were lucky. And you try buying Tewkesbury mustard. Not available unless any of you can tell me different. Tewkesbury mustard or an equivalent, not available in Sainsbury's now, not available in Tesco, not available in Morrison's, not even available in Waitrose or Ocado. I've checked. So I'm planning a little road trip in spring down to Tewkesbury. I like Tewkesbury. I used to be there on the bike quite often when I was a young buck. So I'm planning a road trip, a food-based road trip down to Tewkesbury and pick up a year's worth of really good Tewkesbury mustard from some local mustard emporium, and some Mr. Dave's Boaties on the way back from West Midlands land. But yeah, I'm a little bit gutted about the lack of horseradish mustard now. There we go. Well, that's my little bottle of Prosecco done and dusted. Cute little bottle, isn't it? Oh God, am I missing out on WhatsApp stuff? Hold on. Have a look. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. We're looking at, we're checking out merch, are we? Let's have a look. Ah, okay. Well, I think we can beat that with Untival, can't we? At least we know what we've got to beat now. Now then, where did I get to? that that was actually Neil. That was my favourite from the WhatsApp stuff. I hear you're an aunt now, Father. That made me absolutely howl. Our merch is better and it's limited stock, says Neil. Ah, Skick asks, can you get English meals in the restaurant? Not really, Skick. Um, Not really. We've got a couple on the menu for kids: chicken nuggets, fish fingers, and omelette, and that's about your lot. So we do get the occasional adult ordering omelette and chips, which, I mean, to be quite honest, if that's what you're going to eat, go somewhere else. Don't come to a fine dining Asian restaurant if you want chicken nuggets or omelette. I mean, A, why would you? And B, you know, go somewhere that specialises in that. We don't. I mean, in fairness, it's not expensive. So if you really fancy an omelette for £6 or £5.95, go for it. God knows it's easy enough to make. If you were going to come to us, and there's always an alternative. You never need to eat an English meal. There's always an alternative. So, for example, if you would normally order chicken nuggets, order chicken pakora instead. Chicken pakora are like, oh, they're like the best chicken nugget that you'll ever have tasted. And at least there's a bit of authenticity and skill going into them. I mean, I'll tell you the truth. Well, I'm sure you would have guessed this anyway. If you came to our restaurant and ordered for your child, or occasionally husband, chicken nuggets or fish fingers, guess what? They're straight out the freezer. Obviously we don't make them. So they're exactly the same as you would buy from the bloody supermarket. They're just straight from the freezer, bunged in the deep fat fryer. Whereas chicken pakora, at least at least those are made. We hand make our pakora, hand marinated, 24-hour marination. We make the batter ourselves. They're absolutely beautiful, with a bit of tamarind sauce. Absolutely fantastic. You'd never eat a chicken nugget again. Port and Stilton sauce is nice, says Jimmy Quinn. Well, yeah, if you like port and Stilton, I guess it is. Mr. Dave, says Barry Scrotter. The stickers I got made, says Neil. Oh, well, don't be telling them how much the merch is costing us, Neil. They'll know what profit margins we've got on it. Noted. Oh, air freshener stickers and key rings. Excellent. Oh, hang on. Some Facebook pinging going on. Right, okay, jolly good. Oh, you started early. It said 1:20. Happy birthday, Boaty. And that is the lovely Tracy. Yeah, well, I was kind of drunk when I did that, so I might have asked it up a bit, Tracy. It was supposed to be 12 o'clock. Skid says, what dish would you say Indians go for? Skip. Butter chicken. Butter chicken is a popular dish with the Indians, but again, what an Indian would call butter chicken is different from the butter chicken that you would get on in a UK restaurant. I mean, a proper Indian butter chicken is actually quite a nice dish. Whereas if you order butter chicken in most UK takeaways or restaurants, you're basically getting chicken tikka masala. So, you know, some foul thing consisting of cream and salt. Oh, Mustard's here. Hello, chaps. I'm at work. Hello, Captain Mustard. Neil is also at work. Now, at some curry and pottering lubes, yeah, who would buy an air freshener in the scent of curry and pottering lube? It's probably what my bedroom smells of, to be fair. We could copy Clarkson, couldn't we? How about this for an idea? We could sell air fresheners that smell like my balls. This air freshener smells of Boaty's balls. Curry, sweat and pottering lube. I quite enjoyed that. Now I am going to give away some channel memberships in a minute. I also need to do the washing up at some point. Oh, a message held for review. This could be filth. Exactly, Neil. Yes, exactly. Happy birthday, Boaty, says Chaz Brown, and may you sail on with your YouTube for years to come. That's very kind. I will certainly try. Now don't stick to black ice, Neil. I want air fresheners that smell of my balls. God, that would work. Untival 2024. This air freshener smells of Boaty's balls. How are you, Trace? Anyway, cheers. Oh dear. No one wants a cheese and potato pie air freshener. Well, say you don't know, Neil. I mean, a year ago we would have said that nobody wants to see my naked foot on a live stream, but, you know, somebody was almost willing to pay good money for it. I still feel used. I still feel used by that guy. Do you remember him? He nagged me for about a month to slowly remove my sock in a sexually alluring way. And after a month of him nagging and me asking for a tenner, I finally did it. Never heard from him again. Once he got what he wanted out of me. Oh, was it? Oh, okay. This air freshener smells like my foot. Well, I mean, that guy would buy it, wouldn't he? Never heard from him again. I've never felt so used. He got what he wanted out of me, and then he cast me aside like an old sock. Arsehole. And didn't even pay the tenner. Let's have a look on YouTube and see if there are any comments rolling in. Boaty, you slag. Oh dear. Let's have a look. Oh, got a new subscriber. Welcome, whoever you are. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Yep, says Trace, Footman was a typical king chaser. Got what he wanted, used you, then ghosted you. Your foot is now in his video collection in his mother's basement. Andrew, good shout, yeah. Make the air fresheners bollock shaped. Brilliant. Who wouldn't buy that? Neil, I'll privately ping you a picture of my bollock so you can use that as a template. Oh, and Neil says, Andrew, I reckon we should do a life-size version of Boaty's balls. Oh, dear. Oh, good shout, Barry. I want a 3 big titties air freshener. We should do something about the 3 big titties, shouldn't we? I mean, that's a kind of a channel motif, isn't it? When 3 people are gathered together in Boaty's name, then they shall perform 3 big titties. I was hoping to get James to do that, but I don't think he'd have been up for it. Maybe Hobnut will. God. Excellent. Ugh. Right. Tell you what, let's give away the old channel membership, seeing as it's 1 o'clock, and then I can close this thing down and get it out the way, can't I? I could do with nipping to the loo, actually. Pay a little visit before lunch. Right, here we go then. Okay, have you all got your accepting gifty things turned on? Then I will begin, if I can remember how to do it. I press that. Oh no, I don't apparently. Press this one. Ah, here we are. That one. Ah, here we go. Yep. Right. Here we go, darlings. 5 channel memberships about to be given out. 3, 2, 1. Bosh. And they have gone to Peter P, Everything Cars, Mikey Mike, 2 Wheels, 4 Wheels, and Charlie Snow. Excellent. Well, there we go. Welcome to channel membership, U5. And that means that I can close this thing down by pressing that. Have I got anything else open? Oh, I have. So press that. That hasn't worked, has it? What about pressing that? Oh, that worked. That's open. And then if I press that. Oh, that hasn't worked at all. Oh, maybe I can't do it on that. Oh, well, that's close enough. There we go. You're very welcome, Peter P. Thank you for being here. Right, put that back over there. Jolly good. Oh, balls, I forgot to look at the, I forgot to look at the poll thing, but never mind, that can sod off. Right, okay, so I am going to keep this going until 2 o'clock. So, but I can't think of anything to talk about when it's the middle of the day and daylight outside. But thank you again for my cards. I've literally been inundated with these two cards. This one from my singles group and this one from the lovely Trisha and Paul. So thank you for those. Let's grab my portable electric telephone device and see what's going on in other areas. Oh, and then think about making lunch at some point, won't I? Oh, I've got 2 Facebook doodahs. Oh, 3 Facebook doodahs. Okay. Oh, that's very kind. That's very kind. Thank you very much. It says that it's actually embroidered, Neil. Please note we've gone for embroidered logos on these. Oh, and by the way, good reply to Dave Smith. You should see Barry, you should have seen the reply that that was one of those where my initial reply I deleted before I actually pressed send. Yeah, my original reply was a little bit more robust and then I toned it down a bit. Cheeky sod. I mean, of all the people to accuse of lazy uploading, basically, there's a guy called, well, he might be watching. There's Dave Smith, one of my lovely subscribers, who has a long-running joke that isn't very funny about me working in a chip shop. And he accused me of putting a lazy upload because I uploaded a documentary that very clearly wasn't original content, not my own work. But of all the people to accuse of lazy content, me, I mean, bloody hellfire. I mean, I stick up, normally I put up 2 original content videos per day plus a live stream. So of all the people to accuse of being lazy, you know, I'm the last bloody one. I just thought that if I come across a documentary or an old program or something that I enjoy, then I just make the effort to stick it up there on the basis that some of you might enjoy it too. I don't think that's laziness. I think it's consideration, to be honest. But there you are. You can't please all of the people all of the time. I hear you work in a fish shop now, Feather. Yeah. I mean, I did write that reply at about 1:30, and I may have had some wine inside me, but it's nothing compared to what I wanted to say. Honestly. Neil says, I have watched... Oh, brilliant. Neil says, I've watched not the 9 o'clock news now, after yours and Cheeseburger's recommendations, and I love it. Not the 9 o'clock news was absolutely brilliant and kind of really groundbreaking in its time. You know, there was stuff on there that you would never, ever get away with now. Absolutely no chance. I remembered, it's a shame Skick isn't here. Oh, hang on. Skick says, no, you're not lazy. Thank you, Skick. I didn't think I was. Grace asked, Boaty, what ideas do you have for future videos during this coming year? You're going through your noodle phase at the moment, but are there any ideas that you're thinking about trying for new content? What a good question. Well, let's open that up to you guys. What ideas would you suggest for me to think about this year? New ideas for this year. I'm not sure how many new ideas I've had. To be honest, I mean, the Mustard and Boaty do lunch with is kind of a new thing that started this year. I want to do more Land Rover lunches this year, but that's not really a new thing. Well, I think the honest answer is that I haven't had any ideas for new videos to do, but I would welcome your ideas. I mean, if I had time and money, then there are loads of things I'd like to do. More Boaty's railways, more Boaty stations, more stuff about trains. That was an idea. More road trips, more overnights, more community meets being filmed. Untival is a new thing. I love the idea in the future that, yes, this was his noodle phase, not his finest hour. Oh, yes, Boaty does camping, says Neil. Hang on, there's a comment before that. I reckon you should do a Boaty does and do different things that take you way out of your comfort zone. Like Boaty does camping. Yeah, that is a good idea. Well, the camping thing, that is going to happen, and I'm going to do that with Neil and whoever else comes along, so that'll be a laugh. But yeah, I like the idea of doing things that put me out of my comfort zone. Okay, here's an idea for a video then. Boaty does lunch in Wetherspoons. That'll take me right out of my comfort zone. God. Good idea. Boaty does and do things out of the comfort zone. Although, yes, I want to see camping at least once. The camping thing is definitely going to happen. Yeah, I mean, I promised that. I promised that at the back end of last year, didn't I? So we'll wait for the weather to warm up a bit, but yeah, there is going to be camping, and oh God, I'm going to hate it. I mean, I didn't like camping when I was young and, you know, the right age for that sort of thing. I'm sure as bloody hell not going to like it now. God above. I mean, camping is just well and truly designed for people who refuse to acknowledge the existence of things called hotels. But we'll have a laugh. Have a look what else is going on. Oh, that's very kind. My friend Chris from Australia. Wetherspoons food taste trace isn't much different to the food you had with James or the first lunch you had with Neil, Sophie and Joe. It's all ping and ding and slap it on the grill or deep fry it. Okay. It's not just the food with Wetherspoons, is it? It's the atmosphere, the clientele. Thank you, Chris Maguire. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much indeed. Right, I'd better start thinking about lunch. So I'll tell you what I will do. I will take the steak out of the fridge because, as I keep reminding you people, never, ever, ever cook meat, especially beef, from chilled. Make sure it's at room temperature. And the reason for that, if you were wondering, it's not some stupid foodie reason. If you cook meat from chilled, then the immediate application of the heat to chilled meat, it causes the fibres to contract, and that will it'll basically just make the meat tough. And you don't want that, do you? I mean, this is a nice 30-day aged fillet steak. You want that nice and relaxed and juicy. And at the moment, I think I will have it with an au poivre sauce. At the moment, I feel as if I can be bothered to make it. There is a Wetherspoons in Llandudno, says Barry. Oh, God. Wetherspoons is doing a January sale at the moment. A pint of Budweiser for £3.49. I would like to see Boaty do a skydive, says Barry Scrotter. If we all put together, how could he refuse? God, a skydive. Not something I've done, I will be completely honest. The artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty did one. I didn't fancy it, and I wouldn't fancy it now. I wouldn't wimp out, but I mean, I would absolutely shit myself 17 times over, quite literally. Thank you, the skinny biker. Skydive, yes, I would do it with you, says Barry. I was thinking of bungee jump. Yeah, well, that's something else that that I've never done, and I think I'd rather do a skydive than a bungee jump. I don't think I could do a bungee jump, in all honesty. I don't think I could do it. Somebody would literally have to carry me up there and then push me off. No. I've got that. I was never scared of heights or worried about heights when I was a kid. Far from it. I think it's something that comes with age, and then all of a sudden, I can't remember exactly when it was, I started getting a bit angsty. I remember, I think I can remember the first time it really kicked in. And it was when I took the kids up the Eiffel Tower. And all of a sudden, it's a weird thing. It's an age-related thing, I'm sure of it. And it's to do with, it's something to do with a safety thing somewhere inside the brain. I don't know exactly how it works, but I can give you some examples. So, wherever we were on the Eiffel Tower, something just really panicked me because it didn't seem, there's obviously the height thing, you know, we're up at the top, and it didn't quite seem safe enough, and something just triggered in my brain. Oh my God, can't be doing with that. Let me think of another example. Now then, going back to an early video of mine, probably about 18 months ago, 20 months ago, before I started going to the yard on the Monday, when I was still doing Monday road trips, and I drove over the Humber Bridge. That put the absolute raving willies up me. The absolute raving willies. Now, I've been over a lot of bridges, and normally I'm okay. Not a problem with driving over a bridge. Severn Bridge, you know, not a problem. I used to drive over the Pont de Normandy on the A whatever it is in France, not a problem. The Tanker Bridge, again, northern France, not a problem. And the Pont de Normandy, that's a scary old bridge if you care to Google it. But the Humber Bridge, bloody hellfire. Oh God, that put the willies up me. I really did. I don't know if it comes across on the video, but I'm driving on the inside lane. Oh, I struggled to get over that bloody bridge. And the reason is, I'm sure of it. Now then, the Humber Bridge is a very popular destination, sadly, for suicidal people. Indeed, there was one point where the bridge had to be closed because they'd had such a spate of suicides that the staff were traumatized and they actually had to close the bridge. True story. True story. And the reason it's popular for suicides is there's a walkway along the side of the bridge with a very low rail. So it's easy to just hop over. Should you be in that, that really terribly tragic and sad state of mind that you would want to do such a thing. And because it's such a low edge, that triggered something in the old mind. And I just felt totally not safe. It felt as if, I don't know, if you had some sort of seizure or, really, really unpleasant fart, then you could just go, oh, and next thing you know, you'd be off. And it really, really triggered me. And that's something that just came, I think it was started sometime when I was in my 40s. And that's why. But it doesn't apply to like going up in an aeroplane or something like that. Not a problem with that. I love flying, my favourite thing. I used to have a pilot license, non-powered, gliding license. And not a problem with that at all. I don't know why, I don't know how it works mentally, but you go above a certain height and yeah, not a problem. So that's why I think I'd rather do a skydive than I would a bungee jump, because I would shit myself on a skydive, but I don't think I'd shit myself as much as I would on a bungee jump, silly as it sounds, because the bungee jump would be within my terror zone. I don't care if I'm attached to a piece of rubber. The idea of standing on some little ledge or the edge of a bridge looking down, I think I would actually die. Where I literally think I would die. Whereas with a skydive, standing at the door of an airplane, I think I'd shit myself, but I think I'd be all right and would probably enjoy it when I'm on the way down, because by then it's too late to change your mind, isn't it? Skick says, I've never thought of getting a small oven. Are they worthwhile, and any tips on buying one? Well, it depends on your circumstances, Skick. I mean, as you all know, I use mine on a daily basis, and my big oven, I've used it, well, now I've used it 2 or 3 times in the 8 or 9 years that I've been here. So for me, cooking for 1 or 2, a small tabletop oven makes all the sense in the world. It's just easier. It saves money, although that's not the reason I use it. I use it for convenience. So I think they're worthwhile for me, but can't speak for anybody else, Kick. And any tips on buying one? Tips on buying one. Check the size carefully, because some of them are too small to be really useful. So you want a sort of 25-litre size minimum, and get one with a fan oven setting and an interior light would be my tips. I've been skydiving, but at Manchester, indoors. Humber Bridge in a lorry, it's worse, I believe you. I believe you. Cliffs of Moher in Southern Ireland, they're frightening. I'm the same with heights, says Andrew. I even wanted to join the Air Force when I was a teenager. Yeah, I never had a problem with heights when I was a kid. Never had a problem with them. It's just an age thing. I think you get scared of, well, maybe scared is the wrong word. You get nervous of more things as you get older. Because, as we all know, when you are young, you are immortal. Nothing's ever going to hurt you. Nothing's ever going to kill you. I'll give you another example. And Cheeseburger's not here, so he can't have a go at me for talking about cycling. Now, I was what's known as a really good descender on a bicycle. In other words, I was very good at going downhill, which might sound a bit weird, but believe me, it is an absolute individual skill on a bike, descending. And the reason that I was a great descender was that because I was a big lump, even at my racing weight, which was about 12 stone 8, I was a 6'5" muscular guy. So I was a big lump, and climbing on a bike, cycling uphill, we call it climbing, is all about power to weight ratio. So if you were a bad climber, you had to be a good descender. And I used to think nothing whatsoever about coming down the side of a mountain at 70 miles an hour on a bicycle with, on 18 mil tubular tires with 120 psi in them, and just wearing a lycra skin suit and no crash helmet. Loved it. Never thought twice about it. Could I do it now? Could I bollocks? Could I bollocks? The last time that I remember riding a bike, I would have been in my, how old would I have been? I would have been in my early 40s. And I just remember, I went out on a ride with my son-in-law, as he then was. Weirdly, I had a son-in-law who was only about a year younger than me, because my eldest stepdaughter married a chap who was older than her. And we went out for a ride. And I just remember thinking that it's quite a long way to fall onto that road, and that road looks quite hard. Which was and that was just poodling along at 15 miles an hour. So the idea of descending at 60 or 70 miles an hour wasn't really going to happen, was it? Hold on. What am I being? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, Sophie, thank you very much. I painted a house as a teenager, says Barry, on the ladders. Never batted an eyelid. Now getting up to clean the gutters shits me up. Yeah, exactly. That's something else. That's something else. Ladders terrify me now. The idea of going up a ladder terrifies me. Ridiculous. I don't know what it is. It's something up in the old brain box. But there we are. There we are. God, I don't know. The things that change with age, eh? Age brings wisdom, I suppose, and sometimes it's wise to be a bit more nervous about stuff than we are when we're kids, because let's face it, we all do ridiculous things when we're kids. A new series, Mustard and Boaty go on a bike ride. God. Do you know what? That would actually be interesting, to get my ass back on a bicycle. I don't even have a bicycle at the moment. But it would be interesting. What I'd actually like to do, now there you go, thinking about it. So thinking about it and talking about new ideas for a video. Oh, the cable cars in Llandudno are frightening, says Skick. And yeah, that's something that I haven't been on those cable cars since I was a kid. And I remember thinking that they were wonderful. Now, I think that yeah, I think I might actually die of heart failure if I went on them. When I go to Llandudno, I tend to go up the Great Orme on the tram or drive up or walk up. Haven't been on those cable cars for 35 years, something like that. And I imagine now they would be terrifying because they're an open thing. They're very old. They are the highest cable cars in the UK. And my God, if it's windy, they swing about like your granddad's plums in baggy wife runs. Terrifying things. Now, one thing I do remember being a little bit traumatized by when I was a kid, and tell me if I'm misremembering this. When I was a small boy, like 5 years old, something like that, my grandparents took me and my father to the Isle of Wight. And I've got a childhood memory of being on the chairlift at the Needles, I think it is, at the Isle of Wight. And in my memory, tell me if I'm wrong, in my memory, you sat on a very basic chair on the chairlift. So you had like a plank of wood that you sat on, a plank of wood that you leant on, and a thing for your feet. And in my mind, that's all there was. And again, in my memory, I remember just going along and you're a few feet off the ground and then suddenly you're off the edge of a cliff. So tell me if I'm remembering that correctly or if it's actually nothing like that and that's just me misremembering stuff. Oh, Cheeseburger's turned up. Happy birthday, you old fart. Thank you very much, Cheeseburger. I think it's because you know full well you're more fragile, says Barry. And get back on a bike. I can lend you one. It would have to be a big one. I've got a ridiculous inside leg measurement. I can't talk about cycling now because Cheeseburger's here and he'll have a go at me. But I used to ride a frame that was so large that I couldn't buy one off the peg. I had to build them myself. But I've told that story 54 million times and nobody wants to hear that again. Oh, I'm getting thirsty again now. Let's have a drink. Oh, wrong one. Bit of the old product placement there. Oh, and speaking of ovens, I should decide what I'm going to have my steak with and start preparing that, shouldn't I? It's 1:30. There we are. There we are, jolly good. Let's just have a little look at... Oh, come here, you bastard. See if I'm missing anything. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Dum 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 dum. Oh, I know what I'd like to know. Oh gosh, really? Oh, that's good. Oh, splendid. Oh, blimey. A Carrera. That's Halford's own brand, isn't it? Yeah. Have any of you, obviously I uploaded at midnight, I uploaded the very first episode of Two Fat Ladies. I would love to hear from you if you watched that and you'd never seen an episode of Two Fat Ladies before, and I would love to know what you thought of it. Lord Stiffopoulos says, hi Boaty, do you ever go for walks where you live? No. No, I don't. I'm not a fan of walking. Maybe I should do. When Chinese Madam was here, then yeah, we used to go for walks. What was that ping? So look. Oh God, what's Steve up to? Oh, this is my friend Big Tall Steve. Oh my God.
Slowly.
Put your foot down, son.
Yeah, it's gone then. Slow, slow, slow.
Ooh.
It's out. It's not made that much mess about. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Stop, stop. Because it keeps the soil on the thing.
That is, that's in the WhatsApp group. And my friend, Big Tall Steve, 6'7", TVR, Little Fiat 500, been on a couple of my videos, did the Jaguar, electric Jaguar video with me. He's doing some gardening. And basically he's tied a rope to his massive 4x4 triple turbo diesel thing, tied the rope around something he once pulled out of his garden and just yanked it out, towing it with a 4x4. Oh dear. Cheeseburger says, I saw the upload and liked it, but it's not for me. Okay. I watched Two Fat Ladies, says Andrew. It's been some time since I last watched the show. Happy birthday, Boaty. Thank you for all the great content. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much, and you're very welcome. I love the Two Fat Ladies, and the interest that I have in food and food creation and cooking, it is pretty much down to the Two Fat Ladies. That's the that was their program that really turned me on to food. I absolutely loved it. I mean, it's an insane concept. Whoever, well, I mean, I say whoever, I know who it was, but the instigation behind the show, what a brave concept. And they, the ladies were not friends. They didn't know each other at all. They were like a manufactured boy band. They were just put together for the show, never having really met before. And what an eccentric pair. I mean, I will upload a documentary about Jennifer Patterson's life, because she had an extraordinary life, really. Complete failure. At the time that Two Fat Ladies started, she was absolutely skint. She'd never had a home of her own in her entire life. She was lodging with her elderly uncle in the barest room that you've ever seen. There was a bed, there was a bedside table, and there was an ashtray, and that was about it. So yeah, at the time the Two Fat Ladies started, she was whatever, in her 50s, never had a home of her own, absolutely, totally skint, virtually unemployable. And Two Fat Ladies came along, and Clarissa Dixon Wright, she was, well, by trade she was a barrister, but she was also a raving alcoholic. And the famous story about Clarissa, is that she went on an alcoholic bender just before the Falklands War, or the Falklands conflict, as it was known. And she came out of the bender at the point that Britain was celebrating victory in the Falklands. And she had no idea what had gone on. And she had to ask people, what's all this about? She was paralytically drunk throughout the entirety of the Falklands conflict. And these two ladies were just put together. And the first episode isn't really fully indicative of what it became. But they became a worldwide phenomenon. And they were exactly what was needed. They were the forerunners to anything like, well, to a lot of the TV cooks. I mean, the only thing that had been similar was Keith Floyd. And I suppose Keith Floyd came before them. But they just broke all of the rules. They didn't give a flying fuck about hygiene or anything of that nature. Obviously, as per the title, they were both large ladies, and they didn't give a hoot about healthy eating or anything like that. They hated vegetarians with a passion, and they refused to cook anything that was vegetarian. And at the end of every episode, you've got dear Jennifer with a drink and a fag. I mean, as her uncle said, that Jennifer liked to start the day with a bottle of vodka. She liked to finish the day with a bottle of scotch, and she liked to smoke non-stop. I'd love to have met her. Two fat ladies, says Cheeseburger. Have you shagged them? No. Two fat ladies, says Greg. Loved it. Used to watch it with my dad. My mum couldn't stand them. I tell you what, Jennifer Patterson, when she was in her 20s, I would have. Fine figure of a woman. Fine figure. Oh, and she was in... she was in a thing with Spike Milligan when she was younger. You and Mustard, says Cheeseburger, should do a drag video like Hinge and Bracket. Or you could do a spoof cooking series as Galloping Knob Rock. We have been called the modern day Hinge and Bracket by somebody. God, could you imagine me and Mustard in drag? I think we did come up with a mad idea for that. Oh God, it's more than a year ago now. We had this idea where we had a set budget, I think it was like a £5, and we had to go to a charity shop and buy women's clothes with that maximum budget, and we had to do the next video just wearing only what we'd bought. We weren't allowed to wear anything of our own. We could only wear what we'd bought from the charity shop for a total budget of £5. Maybe we should do that. That'd be quite funny. Danny LaRue and Liberace. Bloody hell. Oh, but going back to the walks. I should do walks. It would be very good for me. It's a beautiful area for walking, and it would get some weight off. I did it with Chinese Madam. I did it with the artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty. Did it with Boo a lot. But walking on my own doesn't appeal, to be honest. I mean, if anybody wanted to go for a walk, I'd join them. I don't mind walking, but it's not something I would choose to do on my own. Dame Edna and the bloke he played. Ah, well, yes, of course. That was Dr. Sir Les Patterson. I love Les Patterson. And, I mean, Les Patterson is probably the two people that, or the two fictional characters that I would most associate myself with would be Les Patterson and Father Hackett. Les the legend, absolutely. Oh my God, I used to love it when he used to go on, oh bloody Good Morning Television and just stick it up them. It was, oh God above. And that has just reminded me that there was a film, Les Patterson Saves the World, I think it was called. And I'm going to put forward 2 nominations for worst film ever made. And I would be interested to hear your thoughts. My 2 nominations for the worst film ever made would be Les Patterson Saves the World and Mike Bassett, England Manager. Your thoughts, your nominations. We got 16 minutes left and then I'm gonna bugger off, go to the loo and make some lunch. Oh, I do quickly need to decide what to have with my steak though. What to have. Let's have a look at the fridge. Right, let's get the oven on. I know what I'm doing. Oh, I can let you into a little secret, a little spoiler. Tomorrow's mustard and Boaty do lunch with, how happy am I? Battered sausage, chips, curry sauce. Oh yes. Never seen either of them, says Cheeseburger. Anything with Ricky Tomlinson should be avoided. I'm not having that, Cheeseburger. I'm not having that. I mean, the royal family. The royal family was one of the best things that's ever been on television. Oh, no, I'm sorry, Cheeseburger, but you're quite wrong. Oh, what was that from? Oh, it was Harry Enfield, wasn't it? I'm sorry, Mr. Chumley Water, but you're quite wrong. Avoid anything with Ricky Tomlinson. No, Cheeseburger, no. Royal family, boom. Cracker, boom. Go on, argue with those two. Argue with those two, I dare you. You cannot argue with the royal family and you cannot argue with Cracker. Cracker was brilliant. Robbie Coltrane at his absolute magnificent best. And Robbie Coltrane was a petrolhead as well, wasn't he? He was a bit of a car nut. Never got on with the royal family. And Ricky Tomlinson is a convict. Well, he's not a convict, Cheeseburger, not anymore. He was sent to prison, and I think it's fairly widely accepted that that he shouldn't have been. I think that's fair, isn't it? Basically, he was scapegoated. He and another chap were scapegoated for being part of a strike, yeah, he was sent down along with another chap, and I think it's fair to say that it was a bit of a miscarriage of justice, isn't it? And Barry says, the royal family, question mark. It's not spelt like that, Barry. It's R-O-Y-L-E. If you've never seen the royal family, do yourself a favour and watch it from the very beginning to the very end, including all of the Christmas editions, the Golden Egg Cup. One of the greatest things ever to have been on television. It's one of those things that started as bitingly funny social commentary and just kind of degenerated slightly as it went on, and it just became more character and and another word beginning with C, like Royale with cheese. But the royal family was utterly brilliant. It'll make you laugh and it'll make you cry. And Ricky Tomlinson was brilliant in it. The only thing I would avoid with Ricky Tomlinson would be what was that soap? Brookside. And ironically, in Brookside, his wife was played by Sue Johnson, who also played his wife in the royal family, and was equally brilliant. And the royal family was written by Carolina Hearn, who was just a genius, or co-written anyway, because she wrote it with the chap who played Dave, and I can't remember his name. Excuse me while I just start to get the bits ready for lunch. And this means I get to use my favourite pan. Look at that. Isn't that magnificent? I love orange things. I love this pan. You want to feel the weight of this. Cast iron and then some. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and I'll tell you what. Craig Cash, that's it. That's it. Well done, Jimmy Quinn. That's right. Better just start videoing some of this. There we go. We've made a start on that. Cheeseburger says, Tomlinson's conviction was overturned. Good. I've never liked what he stood for then. And Barry Scratcher asked, what did Ricky stand for? Good question. I can't actually remember what the strike was about. I've read his autobiography where he talked very openly about his time inside. His mate and colleague had a worse time than he did, didn't he? I think he went on hunger strike, if memory serves. God, it's a few years since I read that. He's still alive, isn't he, Ricky Tomlinson? I think. How's this steak doing? Whoa. Pound a fillet. Pound you don't, mate. We'll open that up in a minute. Can I be bothered to make a sauce, or shall I just have the mustard? That is the question. That is the question. Sein oder nicht sein? Das ist die Frage. Would anyone be interested in the 2001 petrol Freelander, non-rudder as head gasket blown, new water pump and tyres last year, open to offers? But the picture won't load, so I can't see what colour it is. Why is the internet gone all slow? Nothing going on, is there? Oh well, try not to worry about it. Ricky started off, says Cheeseburger, as a right-wing activist before becoming a left-wing activist, a friend of Scargill, and was convicted of being a flying picket. Oh God, the flying pickets. Remember them? A cappella group? Or Acapulco? Everyone. Oh no, that was the House Martins, wasn't it? What did the flying pickets do? Oh, Only You. They did a cover of Only You, didn't they? If memory serves. I just had the Caravan of Love playing in my mind, and yeah, that was the House Martins. Nothing to do with the flying pickets at all. Oh, mustard or sauce? Mustard or sauce? I mean, I've got fillet steak, and fillet steak needs a sauce, doesn't it? I'll make sauce, sod it. So, 6 minutes left, and then I'm going to bugger off and leave you in peace. So, yeah, tomorrow, yard day, MOT for Dicker Dum Dum. Mustard and Boaty do lunch with Chippy Lunch. I'm so excited about that. So excited about that. That will be my first Chippy Lunch of 2024. Big old treat for me. Mustard will hate it. He's talking about taking his own curry instead. And I sincerely hope that he does, because it's my turn to pay tomorrow. And if he takes his own curry, that'll save me a £5. And that would make me very, very happy indeed. Make a white wine sauce and be resourceful. I don't want a white wine sauce. I want a nice peppercorn sauce that kicks me up the arse. I like a sauce to kick you up the arse. I'll put a bit of white wine in it. So, well, there you are. There you go. Or, I'll tell you what I might put in it. I might put some of the sherry that Nick gave me. It's supposed to be superb. I've not got round to drinking it because I've never tried sherry in my life. And I'm scared of it. And I wouldn't know how to do it or what. The artist formerly known as Mrs. Boaty used to have sherry at Christmas. Only on Christmas Day. And then she'd have an industrial quantity of it, which is why I took over making the... Is the lunch tomorrow with Tom? Asked Andrew. No, we haven't firmed up a date with Tom yet. Oh, Tricia, that's incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much. Oh, bless you. The lovely Tricia has sent a £9.99 super chat. Happy birthday again, Jason. Just got back from a 3-mile walk. Oh, good for you. Good for you. And G-O-D-E-R, or Gioda. Happy birthday, Mr. Boaty. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you to all of you for your very kind birthday wishes. I've had them here on the live stream, YouTube comments, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, and thank you all very, very much indeed. I really do appreciate it. And special thanks to Tricia and Jimmy Quinn, who've bunged a couple of bob my way for me to treat myself. That's exceedingly kind. Are you expecting another cancellation tomorrow? Asked Cheeseburger. No, there will be no cancellation tomorrow. It's been confirmed today. We have been, there has been discussion going on behind the scenes. Everything is confirmed. That's how I know what we're going to be having for lunch. Because our guest tomorrow specified in advance dietary requirements, which is more than James did. James had no dietary requirements. He just said, lunch, I'm in. But yeah, no cancellations tomorrow. Well, unless there's some last minute disaster. Tom's going to have loads to say, I bet. Yeah, I imagine so. I'm looking forward to doing that one. I'm looking forward to doing all of them. The guest has a rider, says Cheeseburger. Must be famous. There you are, you see. Oh, John is hoping to visit on the 5th, by the way. We will need to discuss. Right, yeah. Okay, so the 5th. Okay, well, as I understand it, I don't think I'm giving away any secrets here. On the 5th, I will be going down to pick Neil up and take Neil to the yard anyway. So there would be, if John's able to come, there would be a spare seat. Obviously, I would come in a suitable vehicle. And then there would be a seat on the way back with Neil. So that would fit in fine, and we wouldn't have to make any special arrangements because that will be happening whether John was able to come along or not. So, so there we are. That'll work out quite nicely. And the 5th isn't all that far away now, is it? I mean, where are we? Tomorrow is the 15th, so 1, 2, it's only 3 weeks away, the 5th. Oh, you'll bring John, Cheesy. Okay. Okie dokie. Oh, that's right, he can travel in style in your posh BMW, can't he? Bayerischen Meternwerken, or whatever it is. Excellent. Right then, darlings, I am going to leave you in peace. Thank you so much for sparing me a little bit of your time today. Yeah, well, that would be kind of your Cheeseburger if you could give it a bit of a vacuum out. Make the effort there. And I bet you don't clean the bloody thing yourself anyway. I bet you take it to somebody, or I bet you don't even take it to somebody. I bet you have somebody come to you, because you're all posh with your posh BMW. I bet you don't get the chamois and sponge out yourself and get your trousers wet, do you? Bet you bloody don't. So, that is it from me, darlings. Thank you for all your kind birthday wishes. Oh, brilliant, buddy. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, the more the merrier. We could turn it into a full open yard day. I know John would love to meet as many of you as possible. It only gets cleaned on a service. Yeah, I figured as much, honestly. So there will be a live tomorrow night, darlings, as usual, Monday Night Live. Yeah, that is it. I will leave you in peace now until tomorrow night. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a good Monday. And I will catch up with you tomorrow night, if I don't catch you first, on Facebook or on the WhatsApp thing. where preparations are continuing apace for Untival 2024. Right. Thank you, Cheeseburger. Thank you very much. I'm off to cook some steak. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.